Alright, man, alright. Alright, man, I'm here. Hey guys, how's it going? Why is it that so few people ever successfully manage to make the transition to a raw vegan fruitarian diet and stick with it long term? Why did so many people go back to eating cooked food? In this video, we're gonna find out. You guys see this watermelon? It's pretty heavy. It contains a lot of water and a lot of fiber and a fair bit of sugar too. But you know, a small bowl of rice, half of this size, contains just as many calories. If my belly is used to only fitting in half the volume of this watermelon because I'm eating rice all the time, my stomach is gonna get full very, very quickly if I eat this watermelon. The problem? It's easy to get very, very full without getting enough calories when you first start a fruitarian diet. But why is that? Because when you're used to eating cooked food, you're used to having concentrated calories. If you're eating potatoes, rice, vegan pizza, pasta, bread, all sorts of these vegan options that people eat, the calories are very, very concentrated in those, especially when you add oil. So when you're eating these concentrated calorie sources, your stomach doesn't need to expand to a large degree because you get full on very little. But when you make the transition to a raw vegan fruitarian diet, you have to eat way more volume so your stomach literally stretches. And just like a dancer or ballerina or even a swimmer, it takes months, maybe even years to stretch. The older you are, harder it is to get flexible. So the older you are, the longer you've been eating cooked food, you gotta give yourself longer to be able to stretch your stomach. I've often sat down with people who are twice my size and I can eat twice as much volume as them because my belly is able to expand to a large degree because I've stretched it. But when I first went fruitarian, I couldn't do it. I just kept slipping up. I wasn't able to get enough calories throughout the day. I'd get hungry. I'd make it through the day though, and then the next day it would carry over and I'd be even more calorie deficient. And then I just binge. I just need a big bowl of buckwheat or quinoa or amaranth, things like that. I wouldn't eat rice because I knew rice was like super low nutrients. So I would eat buckwheat, quinoa, amaranth, a millet, and I just pour on some tomato sauce, and boom, I'd be able to get my calorie fix in a very concentrated source. But you know, with cooked food, you just eat and eat, and then you feel like you're gonna explode, but at least you're satisfied, takes away the craving, and you're done. But after many weeks and months of trial and error, I finally managed to get enough calories throughout the day. Looking back, is because I'm able to now fit in more calories physically in my belly. Whereas before, my belly would get full, I'd feel like I can't eat anymore, and yet I'm still, you know, 300, 400 calories under what I need to be eating. With cooked food, it's very easy to meet your calorie requirements. Almost too easy, and that's why most people gain weight with cooked food. If I, as a fruitarian, were to now go eat cooked food, I would for sure gain weight because my stomach is so stretched that I could eat like twice as much rice as someone who just eats cooked food now. I could eat twice as many potatoes as someone who just eats cooked food. Because my belly's used to the mass volumes of fruit. You know, with papayas, I gotta eat 3 or 4 papayas, I gotta eat 2 of those watermelons, gotta eat a bunch of bananas, like literally a bunch of bananas. Fruit for the win. But don't expect to be able to just eat all fruit all day all of a sudden. Your stomach needs time to expand. Like I said, this can take months, maybe even years, depending how old you are. Give yourself time to transition. Give yourself time to expand that belly, guys. Right now, your belly may be only this big. You can only fit in this much food because it's cooked food and you fill up all the time, no problem. And then when you eat raw food, you feel stuffed, but you're only getting half the amount of calories. So you actually feel hungry even though you physically feel full. You still crave the cooked food because you're just not getting enough calories to the brain here. After a while though, your stomach gets bigger and bigger and you can fill up on fruit. Now you can eat like this many bananas in one sitting, no problem. The best transition tip I would suggest would be go raw till 4. But make it a transitional thing. Make it a transitional thing. Don't turn it into a lifestyle. Why don't I say turn it into a lifestyle? Well, you meet your musts. And if your must is to be vegan, you'll be vegan, no problem. Being vegan is the easiest thing in the world. It's the cheapest diet in the world. It's much cheaper to be vegan than it is to eat meat and eat dairy and things like that. Being vegan is so cheap. But so is raw veganism if that's your must. You know, I've been doing it for almost 6 years now, and especially for the past 5 years, it's been so easy because it's my must. I must be raw vegan. I find the way. You find a way when you make it your must. So make raw till for a transitional period, and then at least once a week or twice a week, at least minimum, once or twice a week minimum, go fully raw for the day. If you can't go fully raw once a week, message me. Tell me what's going on. Tell me, Ted, I can't go 100% raw once a week because blah 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 blah. Tell me your reason. Either post it down below or send me a private message and I'll try and help you out. I'll give you some suggestions, tips, advice on what I've used to overcome my cooked food cravings. Very severe cravings. Need food. So to summarize, give yourself time, let your belly expand, and in the meantime, use raw till 4 as a transitional, use it as a strategy. But don't go to bed just loading in all the cooked food and then just falling asleep right away. Finish the night off with some raw food. So you're going to bed as someone who just ate raw food. Get in the habit of eating raw food right before bed, and it'll be so much easier to train your brain to be able to go the whole day raw. Because right now on raw till 4, most people, they go fruit all day and then cook food for like half their calories at night and then right to sleep. But if you go fruit, and then some cooked food, and then some greens on top of that maybe, just get some raw food in on top of that cooked food, then you go to sleep knowing that you just ate raw food. So that way you've trained your brain to have raw food right before bed. So then when you do your 1 or 2 days a week fully raw, it's very easy to go all day and then right before bed, again, have your raw food and then fall asleep. So I hope this video helps. I just want to explain that your stomach is only so small when you're eating cooked food. So when you try and fill up on fruit, you fill up physically, but not enough physiologically, so you're still craving cooked food. But when you learn to give yourself time, expand the belly, you're able to fill up completely, both physiologically and physically, and you're able to satisfy all the cravings and no worries. And if you're gonna eat some cooked food, my top tips for the best cooked food to eat would probably be yams, sweet potatoes instead of regular potatoes, and I'd boil them if I were you, and then also load up on the amaranth, the millet, and the quinoa, and the buckwheat. For sure, those are more nutrient dense, far more nutrient dense than rice. And then on top of those things, just pour some tomato sauce. Try and get salt-free tomato sauce. You can even make your own tomato sauce. People are saying, oh, you should mix fruit and cooked food. But you pour tomato sauce on all your stuff anyway all the time. And what is tomato? It's just a bunch of fruit. So you can make a mango sauce, mango date basil sauce, pour it over top of your cooked food and just have that if you're doing the raw till 4 thing. Peace guys, hope you learned something from this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Peace. Guys, see this watermelon? Of course you do. You're looking at it.